Hey everybody, it's David Oneal and welcome to Ultimate Mind Control. Now, on today's show, we're going to do something kind of different. Normally, I would talk about something like, hey, accept everything in your life, or hey, here's a meditation not to interpret things. I mean, those are all really cool things. And you can find more cool things down in the description, our courses. You can find out how to really just transform all areas of your life with some of the courses that we have. They've been really useful to our members, and we invite you to join, even if you just want to click the Patreon button, support the show. Now, on today's show, it's a book it's kind of a book review in a way, but it's not only a book review, it's kind of a blueprint for life. And I've taken the best parts of this book and broken it down. Now, the book, it's ancient. It's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And it was done like in the 1930s. Now, I've read this book at different times in my life, and it means different things because each time I've read the book, it has affected different parts of my mind depending on what's going on or what circumstances that I have. I know I always say on the show, we can't choose our circumstances. The only thing we can do is change the way we talk about our circumstances, right? And so this book really it hits so many different areas. And down in the links, there is a audiobook link that you can download, and there's also physical book, because some people like to listen, some people like the audiobook, and some of us even like to listen to the audiobook while we read. But if you do click on the links, it does support the show. And without further ado, this is Ultimate Mind Control. How to Win Friends and Influence People highlights. Now, this is the one I really, really like because guess who's guilty of this? I mean, not just a little bit. Yeah. Criticism and techniques on handling people. It should seem simple, right? However, let's see if you're guilty of any of these things, because this guy over here, he is. It says, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Give honest and sincere appreciation, kind of like an acknowledgement, right? Arouse in the other person an eager want. You know, if I'm wanting to change a situation or alter it, I can't condemn the person because they're just going to resist me. And if I give them something maybe that they'd want, then that behavior that they're going to do should shine through, right? If I'm wanting them to do something, let's get into the meat of it because I'm just talking about it rather than being in it. So it says criticism is futile. It says criticism is futile because it puts a person on the defensive and usually makes him strive to justify himself. Criticism is dangerous because it wounds a person's precious pride. It hurts their sense of importance, and it arouses resentment. So if I criticize you, you're going to be on the defensive, your pride's going to be hurt, and you're going to resent me. Now, if I'm trying, which obviously is a horrible word, I always say, if we were in a car, we wouldn't go try to get gas if the gas was low, or try to get more charge if the Tesla was low. We would actually go do it, right? Trying is kind of fake. But if I was wanting to affect something, and I criticize the person, now I'm no longer in the act of working on what I wanted to affect, right? Now, basically what I'm doing is I'm setting up something where I've just said something nasty to you. You're resenting me and upset with me and being defensive with me. And that's how humans are. And it's pretty universal. I mean, there are a few very enlightened individuals, but I guarantee it, if I'm just having just a normal day where I'm not in any kind of like choosing what I want to be, and you just say, David, blah, 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 I'll be like, what? What do you mean? It's automatic, you know? So the way around it with a little bit of mind control, and mind control meaning our minds, right? We're not controlling other people. We're controlling our minds so that when we talk to people, we can affect something that we want to do and arouse a need or a want in the other person. So really, they said, any fool can criticize, condemn, or complain, and most fools do. But it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. There's a quote that says a great man shows his greatness by the way he treats little men. I remember people would say, when you're on a date, you should always watch how your date treats like the waitress or the waiter or people like that, because if they're just really demeaning to them, guess who's going to be getting that soon when your shine wears off? It's going to be you. So it said the only way on earth to influence other people is to talk to them about what they want and to show them how to get it. So really talk to them about what they want and show them how to get it. I mean, I know how I am. I'm always concerned about, hey, this is what I want. I want this. I want that. You guys don't care what I want. You're not watching this video for what I want. Who cares? I want this. You don't care? I care. I care a lot because it's me. But you don't. So when you talk to other people about what they want and you show them how to get it, that's it, right? So there's 6 ways to make people like you. Number 1 is become genuinely interested in them. Not fake, but become interested in them. Know some things about them. Number 2 is to smile. Hi. I don't know, that's kind of fake. Just smile. Hi. It's really difficult to practice smiling and talking. But yeah, smile. Remember the person's name, because a person's name is the sweetest sound in the world to them. I could be in a crowded whatever. If someone says, David, I will look, because that's the name I listen to, right? Just like if a dog's running and you're like, Cafe will turn around, as long as he knows his name. Be a good listener and engage other people to talk about themselves. Like, I'm so guilty of this. I want to show up and I want to be like, I'm David Oneal and I've done all this stuff. Nobody cares what I've done. It's more like, I'm David Oneal. How's your day going? Oh, is that right? And what happened with that? Cool. How did that make you feel? Oh, really? Is there anything else? That's the magic thing I always found. Is there anything else? Because people will tell you something. They'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And you're like, okay. And then they'll kind of be like, well, I don't want to use all your time. But if you say, is there anything else? Say, oh, actually, yes. Talk to people in terms of others' interests and make the other person feel important with sincerity. And on the subject of winning people over to your way of thinking, right? There's a Depeche Mode song called Somebody, and it's like, she will understand me and she'll understand my way of thinking. But that doesn't mean she'll be swayed by it. I always thought that was such a sweet song, because it's like, she'll understand me and she'll understand my views, but she's not swayed by it. I think that's the thing, is like, to understand someone's views without being swayed by them is really getting to know the other person. So sincerity in that is going, okay, I'm taking on what this person thinks, and this person thinks this. I might not at all. I might think, oh, this is crazy. But if I remove my judgment and my interpretation, and I just get that this person in front of me, or talking to me on the phone or writing to me, has a point of view, and I can just acknowledge that without agreeing to it. Show the person respect for their opinions, it says. Never say, you're wrong. You're wrong. Never say that, they said. Because as soon as we say you're wrong, or you're wrong about that, or that's not right, that's wrong, again, what do we get? As humans, we get defensive. So it's a hot button for me. If you tell me I'm wrong, ooh. Even though I'll say I'm walking the path to enlightenment. Boy, when you say I'm wrong, Anyway, if I'm wrong, or in this case it says if you're wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. So like, don't cover up like, oh, well, I was going to tell you I was wrong. Because as humans, we hate being wrong. If we hate being told we're wrong, well, you can rest assured that we hate when we know we're wrong. But if we are wrong, if I'm wrong, I can just say, you know what, I'm totally wrong about this. Begin in a friendly way and get the other person to say yes. That's one of these like sales techniques, right? Because normally, like if I present myself on a date, or I present myself that I'm going to show you something that you might be interested in buying, like a service from me, right? Naturally, people are already asking like, Oh, I wonder what's wrong with it. I mean, as a video editor, I used to play my show, whatever show I was editing, to whatever group was with me, right? The client was in back of me. When it was done, naturally, there was a show called American Gangster, and the show was on the BET channel, and it was doing really well, and I was the editor on it, and I'd show it to like 6 or 7 different executive producers, and they'd watch it, and they'd all have notes about what's wrong with it. And so after I hit the space bar and hit stop on the show, before that I'd say, hey, I just want to ask everybody, what did you like about the show? And everybody was like, what? Huh? Hey, what? Because they were kind of like wanting to tell me what was wrong with the show. But I started with, what did you like about it? Now, not everybody could do it. A couple of guys were like, well, at 4 minutes in, there was a glitch. I'm like, okay, is there anything you liked about it? And it was so difficult. But basically, the book says, get someone to say yes, yes immediately. And, well, you won't find this on this show. However, if I didn't do this, there wouldn't be a show. It says, have the other person do most of the talking. Because when you let the other person talk, they actually think you're interesting. Isn't that weird? So if I come and sit with you and I ask open-ended questions and I show interest, I mean, sincerely, I can't be fake, but if I'm genuinely interested in what you have to say and you say more than me, like I say 30%, you say 70%, right? Yeah, that math is correct, right? I don't want to be wrong. Well, if I was, I would admit it. It's magic to just let the other person talk because they all of a sudden think I'm interesting because they talked. Let the other person think that any ideas that maybe I come up with, let them think it's theirs. Like immediately in speech, if they start to warm to one of my thoughts, I can say, you know what, you're really expanding on that, and I think that you've got the right idea about it. I really like what you're thinking there, because all of a sudden my idea that they liked is morphing into their idea, and then they're adding to it. So they're basically, I remember there was a show. Now, not everybody likes Donald Trump, but there was a show on The Apprentice one time, and I remember in the boardroom, one of the people was saying to the other contestants, like, oh, here's all the things that you're good about, right? And the person started to argue with the person, and Donald Trump said, hey, they're agreeing with you, and they're propping you up. Shut the hell up and let them prop you up. Don't ever interrupt someone when they're giving you praise. I thought it was cool. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Now, obviously, I've got a point of view, and my point of view is my point of view. And I know you've got a point of view, and you know you've got a point of view, and you know I've got a point of view, but guess whose point of view is right? If you said yours, I said mine. So that's the thing that we as humans also have. We've all got a point of view, and we all think, hey, I respect your point of view, but my point of view is right. Now, we don't go out and say that. Sometimes we do, but we definitely think it. At least I do. I'm like, why wouldn't you do it this way? Like, it's frustrating, right? Why can't you see my way? But the thing with humans is everyone's got my way. So really try to see it from their point of view. Be sympathetic to the other person's ideas and desires. Now, someone might come to me and they have a desire or a need. I don't really care sometimes. But that doesn't mean I have to belittle their thing. If it's someone I care about, I should go, okay, this isn't something I'm looking for, but it's something that is important to them. So if I really care about that person, I would take that on as my own. And lastly, it says appeal to their nobler motives. I think that's cool. You know, really, sometimes people say things, but their intention is really what they're striving for. They might not be able to explain what they're trying to do, or they might do things that seem weird, but their intention is actually something greater. So if you appeal to that part of them, amazing things happen. I'm going to have more on this book, but please click the links below, check it out, and if you purchase it, you're helping the show. If you want to help the show further, it's Patreon down below. It's literally $3. And let me see if I can appeal to your higher purpose. I mean, if you like this kind of content, I will keep producing it. But a little bit of cash helps because you got to keep the light on and the green screen green and all that kind of stuff going on. I appreciate it. I'm David Oneal. For more information, check out ultimatemindcontrol.com. There's links in the description. I'll see you guys next time. And until then, stay focused.